Oh my god, she just whipped another one out. Right, I need to watch this. She's just pulling. Just whipping burgers out of her pocket over and over again. The woman can't be stopped. Hey folks, this is Best in Slot. Welcome back to Prehistoric Kingdom, a newly updated Prehistoric Kingdom with update 13. We're going to take a look at two brand new animals, a bunch of new foliage options, new toolbox upgrades, new park rating systems, new guest stuff, some new animal signs, some new shapes, some new decorations, and some other new stuff as well. Lots to dig into. Let's take a look at those two brand new animals to kick things off. We're going to look at them here in the nursery to start things, and we're going to kick things off with the Megaloceros. So our Irish elk, as it's also known. It's actually only 1 star, our newest mammal, only a 1-star creature. It's not huge or anything, as you can see. It's actually kind of human-sized almost. But the males in particular are it's very cute as well. But the males are very, very impressive. Those gigantic, spiky, curved antlers kind of wrapping around like these two grabbing hands. I don't know, it just looks like two demonic hands reaching out of the nether. They're kind of the length of the entire body. It's really cool. We've got the raised vertebra there, the forelimbs, a little bit hanging sort of hair down there on the underbelly as well. Really nicely modelled, as you would expect. And we can check out the female, which are a little bit smaller, but as you can see, the other main difference is, of course, the absence of those gigantic antlers. So that is the Foamhaar skin. We also have the second one, which is Iraq, which, as you can see, is the one that I said was maybe slightly fallow deer inspired. It's warmer in the browns. We've got that sort of dotting spotted effect, and again, same deal with the male and the female just a little bit smaller and sans antlers. And then my favorite of the 3 skins is Gaim, Gaim, which I just think looks really, really cool. First of all, if you pay attention to the neck area, if we go back up to here and then click forward, as you can see, Gaimre has this kind of fur hanging down. It's kind of got this chest hair, beard sort of thing going on. Kind of feels more appropriate for those colder climes. No matter which of the 3 you pick, I think they'll all blend really nicely into a wider habitat. And our other new creature is, of course, Ursus spelaeus, the cave bear. And it's actually, again, only 1 star, much smaller than I maybe initially anticipated. This is the Strigil skin. As you can see, it's got a very omnivorous diet down here as well, as you would expect from a bear, willing to eat basically everything. We've got those adorable little curved ears there as well, if not friend, why friend shaped, of course. Those big flat feet and the many jutting claws out to the side. Again, same difference with the last one. The male and the female is just really a matter of size. There's not really any morphological differences going on there. But again, really powerful sort of forelimbs here and the raised haunches there around the front vertebra. We've also got the Otso skin, which is a lot darker. We've got these little speckles there above the eyes. It's kind of adorable again. And finally, we also have the Artio skin, which has a little bit of white counter shading going on there, slightly different pattern around the eyes. It's largely similar to the Megaloceros in that they're not really crazy different. You know, they're kind of just, it's just browns and dark browns and light browns melding together in different shapes and patterns. There's nothing too bonkers. It's so tiny. Right, let's go check out both of these in game, along with some new plants and various other new things. So over here is my Megaloceros habitat. Now, before we hop into there, what you're actually looking at is the first of our 2 expanded biomes. So the temperate biome and the coastal biome have both had their foliage expanded. In terms of the temperate one, not only has it had foliage redone, but it's had tons of new foliage. It's got beech trees, daisy grass, dandelion grass, eared willows, field grass, and flame azaleas. And those are the only plants I've used to build this habitat. So all of this stuff you're seeing here is all the new plant life that's been added to the temperate biome, and it's really nice. It makes for really nice sort of grassland sort of environments. As you can see, all these little plants, all these little flowers, sort of daisy patches and stuff like that. It makes for really beautiful, natural, wide, open areas. Really, really nice stuff. So if you are a temperate fan, you've now got many more options to play with. 6 new types of foliage, each of them with several options. It's like 30 new plants or something ridiculous. Anyway, let's click on one of these and let's hear what Nigel Marvin has to say about the Irish elk.
My word, what a majestic creature. Megaloceros always takes my breath away. The man who first described Megaloceros antlers mistook them for those of an elk and concluded that elk used to live in Ireland. This case of mistaken identity resulted in the name the Irish elk, despite the fact elks and Megaloceros aren't even close cousins.
Thanks, Nigel. Yet another animal that me and Nigel pronounce completely different. I've always been a Megaloceros guy. He's a Megaloceros guy, which probably makes sense because it's closer to rhinoceros. I wouldn't say rhinoceros, would I? So, but it is a beautiful looking creature in game. We can see one feeding here. The legs kind of splay out there a little bit at the front, so it can lower that muscular front. I sound like I'm flirting with it, but it's kind of like how you see. Well, it's how you see deers drink and feed in the wild, where those front legs come forward and splay out just a little bit to kind of steady the body so it can lower its head down to the ground and feast. Hello, beautiful. This is one of the animals that I think looks a lot better in... Oh, looks a lot better in game than it looks during the nursery. I think we're eating here. Why must you stand in the shadow? Don't those antlers look absolutely incredible? They are absolutely gigantic. Beautifully textured. You can see the kind of striations here in the base as well. Looks really, really cool. And we can check out the... Exactly, buddy, exactly. Lovely little noises, as you would expect. Where's the lass? There's the lass. I'm a little wonder. This one with our slightly fallow deer skin. Of course, the fallow deer, like Nigel said, the Megaloceros isn't actually really... Oh, that reflection is top-notch as well. Whoa! Has that always been a thing? That looks great. And that really nice animation detail there with the front legs actually folding backwards as the Megaloceros comes down to the ground to drink. And one leg comes up to support the other, and up it goes. Really, really nice levels of detail there. Oh, we can actually show you something else during this point. There's a new camera mode that's been added to the game called Smooth Camera. I've not actually tried this one out. Oh, that is kind of smooth. Ooh. So this is what they use apparently for trailers and stuff. It's kind of like... So I actually bought a new camera myself recently. A Olmo Pocket 3 or something like that. It's on a gimbal. And this is kind of similar in that I can move my mouse like a crazy person, right? I'm gonna wiggle my mouse around, and as you can see, I'm kind of rotating, but I'm not really. It's not really jutting around all over the place. The point is, it smooths out the movement, so that if you want to make machinimas, if you want to make your own trailers, if you want to make your own highlight videos and stuff like that, you can get this really nice and smooth movement. It's pretty cool, actually. Look at that. Beautiful, because I am not a smooth player. So this is pretty sweet, actually. Yeah, very dramatic. That is the new smooth camera option, also added as part of update 13. Let's go check out our cave bears. So let's journey along this little park I built. I didn't really need to build a full-on park, but I did anyway. Our cave bears are located in... Oh, one of them's just appeared. Hello, buddy. So this is the other of the new biomes. What you're seeing here is the expanded coastal biome. Now, whereas the temperate biome added a bunch of new plants, I believe the coastal biome hasn't done so. And what it's done instead is sort of rejig some of the existing plants. And actually, I've got a list of that. It is the coastal manroot, false lily of the valley, maidenhair fern, and the Scots pine. So the temperate's got a much bigger change, but a lot of the coastal plants have just been rejigged a little bit to look a little bit bigger, a little bit better, I should say. Bigger is not always better, usually, but not always. He sits! Hello, buddy. Little ears waggling. Aww. It looks so happy. Up you pop. Oh, I'm going to have to watch a bear film tonight, I've decided. Maybe I'll watch Grizzly Man again. Where are you off to? So, I'll show you some of that foliage while we're here. This is, all this foliage here is that new foliage I just talked about, all that kind of rejig stuff. Personally, I've most noticed it on the Scots pine. I think some of the new Scots pines, or the redone Scots pines like this one over here and this one over here, these look really nice. They've been really nicely done, and gives it sort of a really nice sort of look there. As you can see, looks pretty fantastic. Let's go click on a burr and hear what Nigel has to say. Nigel, how do you feel about the bear?
A cave bear's diet is far more vegetarian than its modern relatives, but that doesn't make them any less dangerous. Cave bear remains are mostly found in caves where they hibernated or even lived, hence the name. Unfortunately, these caves were also great homes for our ancestors, so they likely competed for real estate.
Thanks, Nigel. But yeah, when you see them again, you get that lovely feeling of the... It's interesting because they've got this fantastic fur shader, of course, but the way it's applied to every animal is so different. With the bear here, as you can see, it kind of hangs down a little bit underneath the body. You can feel the gravity kind of pulling all the strands of hair down. But the body itself is only sort of lightly furry. It's got this very sort of light smattering, and it feels like a kind of like a thick, kind of like a sheep's wool almost. I feel like if I touched it, I'd hit this sort of padding of fur, and it's really sort of melded to the musculature of the body, as you can see. Hello. Interesting little upper lip detail there. You see the lips sort of curve up. It's kind of like it's got that sort of detail you see on dog lips as well, you know, where the lips are sort of blackened around the gum line is sort of blackened, I guess I would call it instead. It's just really nice levels of detail, the ridging there on the inside of the mouth. You know, I'm sure some people out there appreciate it. The eyes gleaming. And I think we've still got one more to look at. Hello, buddy. This is Gizmo, which is a fantastic name. Really good. That's our sort of semi-spectacled looking bear there. What are you have to do, Gizmo? This is Dasher. Oh, he stands. Or she stands. I'm not sure which. Dashers are female. So we can actually, if I just grab them, you'll get a feeling for the size difference between the two. It's not humongous. It feels bigger, I think, on the nursery than it does IRL, but there's a good few inches in there. As it usually is. Yeah, two fantastic. Oh, and lovely little tongue wiggle animation there as well. So two fantastic new mammals. That was animals and mammals. Two fantastic new mammals to add to your game. Bonk. Right, I do have other things to show you though, so we have to move on. Eventually, I'm afraid. Let's head down this little bit around here. Pretend I'm human. And I'm going to show you some new building items and new decorations and stuff like that. So, around this corner on the right-hand side, I'm not sure exactly which of these were new, so I just sort of grabbed a selection. But there's 17 new shape pieces. I've got like these dodecahedrons. We've got these spiral skinny ones and thick ones and these sort of cut cones, and they've also got some new textures. We've got like a plaster texture, we've got a matte texture to get rid of that sheen that they've all got. I'll show you that in action. If you look at this one right here, you can see it's got this sort of sheen around here, and particularly kind of see the light catching on it. So this is our basic one. You can see we can just swap that to matte and it gets rid of that sheen right there. We've got a metallic shiny one. Yeah, I'm just going to move this into a slightly more logical place. We've got a metallic shiny one, we've got a plaster one, we've got a wooden one, and we've got a granite one. However, when it comes to decorations, we can do one better. Shabba! Goddamn cube got in the way of my dramatic reveal. So, these have been teased, of course, for a while. But we have our brand new stylized animal signs. There are 26 of these in the game, as you can see. It's not quite every single animal. I do hope they keep expanding it and moving forward until we do get every single animal. That'd be great. But, they are beautiful. I really like them. They've got this sort of spray painted kind of aesthetic to them. We've got our Brachy over here. We've got our Acrocanthosaurus down there. Our Dinocairus. Just kind of like poke along here and let you see all of these in action. They are beautiful things. Really my favourite. Definitely my favourite signs in the game, to say the least. The Spinosaurus there. Pachyrhinosaurus, of course, the feathery, fluffy version of the Pachyrhinosaurus. Got a big happy Parasaurolophus and a little happy Triceratops as well. There's our new Anki, added fairly recently. Our Tyrannosaurus Rex, of course. Our Dluffo and Elasmo. Our new Megaloceros one over here. And our Dryosaurus there on the left. Absolutely beautiful. I mean, the colour scheme and the painting on that is beautiful. We've got our Cave Lion, Cave Cat. That Dilo makes me so happy. Microraptor and... Thescalo? Are you Thescalo? I can't remember if you're Thescalo. We've got a new cave bear right there. We've got our Proto. We've got our Velo. And we've got our Sisico as well. So if you kind of zoom out here, it is most of the animals. There's not many missing. There's a few missing, but a huge variety of colour. A really good way to look at all the different patterns and stuff like that, and just a really cool showcase of the variety of animals this game has. Right, so in terms of new things, that is it, but there are still a couple other things I would like to show you. Now, one of the big changes in Update 13 is a change to the toolbox system. So as you can see, the buttons are laid out like this now down at the bottom, and if we go into our modular pieces, we get this new thing. Let me go to the, so this is the default modular piece kind of thing, and we can now move this upwards if we want, and we can scroll through all these different modular pieces, and this will scroll through every single modular piece in the game. But if we want to then, you know, change that, we can go to our walls. Actually, let me pick, we can go to our, this one here. What's this? This is building accessories, this fourth one along. And you see it's got awnings and doors and windows and fences, and we can kind of scroll through and look at all our building accessories. But if we want to then further subcategorize and only look at doors and windows, down here at the bottom we can click that and it'll just show us doors and windows. There's now 3 separate tabs for prefabs. You've got all of them as per, so we've got your official ones. If you only want to use official Prehistoric Kingdom created prefabs, they're all located right here. The second tab is local prefabs. Now this is all the prefabs you've downloaded from the workshop and any prefab you've made yourself. So it's a collection of both. And then on the third tab is just workshop prefabs. So these are ones you've downloaded from other people, like this lovely cell phone box here from Doctor Who. For some reason it's fantastically well made though. I guess my only criticism of this is that I don't see much point in having your workshop ones and your own ones in here, but you can filter for that in a way. If you come to the filter section here, as you can see, prefabs, you've got official, downloaded, and user. So I'm not totally sure why these need to be like this, but either way, if you want to just look at your own prefabs, there's a very easy filter for that. I think that should probably be its own tab rather than having this one with both. That would make more sense to me as a user personally, but I could be completely on my own in that one. And at least there's a very easy way to filter just for your own stuff. Now when we actually go to build something, that's changed slightly as well. Let's make this lovely bus. I don't know who built this, I'm afraid. But as you can see, it now changes all this stuff in the top right. So we've got this up here in the top right. This is a sort of, kind of adapts to whatever I put in. So it gives me rotation options, scale options. That's another thing we'll show you in just a second. Wherever I want to flatten terrain or remove foliage, and Nick also will do my move options and scale options from up here as well. And also another really cool thing about this, so if I pick something with, let's go into official and let's grab something a little bit bigger, like say a restaurant. If we come down here and we can scale this one up as well if we so choose, we can actually change, as you can see by scrolling down, all the little details, all the colors of all the objects inside here, all the little details. The, you know, we can change all the walls from here, we can change what the gate style is like, we can change all this, all just from this area down here. It actually makes it a lot easier to do some really cool customization before you even put the object down, you know. As I say, there is a new random scaling option, which I believe is new. I don't think that's existing before. So we're going to grab some daisy grass. This is one of the new plants that was added to the temperate biome. And let's go for, right, we've got this lovely nice patch of daisy grass. So if I just have this on by default, as you can see, it's just placing it like so. We can turn on random rotation, and then as I place it, it starts to rotate on the spot. If we turn on random scale, whoa, wait, bear with me. It usually doesn't do that. There you go. Random scale will scale quite a lot sometimes, as you can see, but it does seem to stick within a certain percentage point. I think it's probably 50%, maybe something like that. But as you can see, with both of those options on, we can kind of go a little bit crazy with this. And it'll make this slightly more varied. You can see the height map there. It's very varied across the plant. And if I scale this up a lot, as you'll see, it'll do the same, but it'll adjust to that size. So you kind of set, I would suggest it goes up or down 50%, or maybe even a little bit less. And so you want to scale it manually yourself to what you want the middle option to be, like your average size. Let's say it's that one, and then it'll go a little bit bigger sometimes, like so, or a little bit smaller sometimes, like so. While we're here, and our guests are not doing it for some reason, my guests kind of hate me. I have turned guest needs on just to make them do this, but this is not a play area, guys. Guests can now sit down. Now, my guests are refusing to do so. I'm not really sure why my guests hate me so much. I do have guest welfare on. Oh, no, there we go. Maybe they're just all, like, active. There you go. But there's someone sitting down there now, chowing down on a burger. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, my God, she just whipped another one out. Right, I need to watch this. whipping burgers out of her pocket over and over again. The woman can't be stopped. I love the animation that the burger it's not losing bites. The burger's just shrinking down over time, like she's chewing around the outside of it like a chipmunk. Oh, she's gone. She's done. Oh, that got me. Your guests now have like a rest need, basically. So when they get tired walking around your park, they'll use the benches. It might just be because my park isn't very big. None of them are tiring out, basically, so they're not using the benches. And also, whenever they've got food from a kiosk or from whatever, or from a restaurant in particular, they will look for somewhere to sit down. So they will actually sit down in your booths, in your restaurant now, which was not something they were doing in the past. Oh! Please never change that animation. Oh, I love that. Oh, and someone's sitting down out here as well, pulling burgers out of their pocket, of course. But the point is, your guests will now actually sit down. They have an animation to sit down, they have a need to sit down, and you will need to provide rest points throughout your parks to accommodate for that. If we come over to our park management button over here, you'll see my park rating is 1.05. This is the average value of my animal and guest rating. So you can see these are two separate numbers now. We've got a 1-star guest rating and a 0-star animal. Well, 0.87 stars. Not quite a full star though for our animal rating. We also have a park appeal, which I believe increases your visitor numbers. So you got to think of this as 3 separate categories. You've got your animal rating, how good are your animals, your guest rating, which is attraction points, as you can see, and general visitor satisfaction. Have their needs been met in resting, shopping, bathrooms, stuff like that. And then park appeal, which comes from park beauty and value for money. So these two determine your park rating, and then how many people you get in at that rating is a separate value determined by this stuff over here. Now, the thing I really like about this, and the bigger change to this system, however, is if you look to the left-hand side here, you can see you get these individual little goals that basically tell you what you need to do to hit the next star rating. So you can see my animal welfare, fantastic, because I've cheated. Animal points, however, not quite 1,000 yet. We need another 55 points to hit 1,000, and we also need 1 more unique species. So tell you what, let's just do this as a little test here. I'm going to grab let's grab an appropriate animal for such an environment. Let's grab an elasmo, maybe a female. I need something a bit smaller. Let's grab a female elasmo, Ludmilla, fantastic name. Lud, you're going to come live with my Megaloceros. There we go. Now, if we come over back to our park management. As you can see, we now have 1 star on our animal rating because we got the points we needed and we got the unique species, and now it's changed again. So to get to 2 stars, we need 6 unique species and we need 3,000 animal points in total. And you can see those animal points for each species via the Paleopedia. And it's the same thing for guest rating. We need more visitors, we need more attraction points, and we know that's what we need to do to hit 2 stars. So the thing I really like about this is I'm very goal orientated. I really like having lots of little small tasks and sort of things to aim for rather than a fairly nebulous hit 5 stars. And now you will always have, especially, you know, if you're playing, this is on sandbox, but if you're playing on sort of standard mode, you'll always have these little goals to hit. You'll always know exactly what it is you have to do to hit that next star rating. And I think that's going to make for a much smoother gameplay experience and a general park building experience as well when it comes to non-sandbox parks in particular. But yeah, really, really cool update. It hasn't been that long since the last update, so it's kind of crazy that we got such a good one already. 2 beautiful new animals. Really nice looking foliage. I really like that star rating change. That's one of the bigger changes for me. That star rating change has made me want to build a non-sandbox park. It's so good, I think it's made me want to build a non-sandbox park, which is very unlike me, to say the least. We might do like a playthrough series or something like that. Oh, they're beautiful. Right, anyways, that is update 13 for Prehistoric Kingdom, available now for all of you who own the game. And if you don't go pick it up over Christmas, give yourself a fantastic Christmas present by giving yourself some dinosaurs. Until the next time, thank you so much for joining me. Throw me a like if you enjoyed the video. As I say, in the new year, we'll do a non-dinosaur kind of mammalian park as well. That'll be a lot of fun. And I will see you lovely folks then. Thank you for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.
Road.